right, we are live. I've been seeing the interactions from Twitter, and it seems everybody is going to be tuning in. It is a special, special day today because it is day 13 of shelter in place, and I call this training Thursdays. And this is why I wanted to reach out to my man, Lewis. I greatly appreciate it from Pentesters Lab. Come right in here, introduce yourself. You're live on Twitter, and we're getting a lot of feedback. And by the way, before you even start, enter your questions there because it's going to be jam packed. We're going to be giving stuff away, 30-day trials on Pentester Labs. And I'm not just saying this, I am also a member. I'm a pro member myself, and this is why I reached out to him. There's a long weekend coming up, and make sure you get on this. Go for it. I'm sorry to interrupt, Lewis. How are you doing, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good. So my name is Louis. I'm the founder of Pentester Lab. I started Pentester Lab around, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago as a hobby and like doing free stuff, putting them online. And then I kept going and going and going. And I'm here today.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I heard about it from Nafi. He tweeted it, and I was like, okay, what is this? Let me take a look. And then I signed up and I looked at it, and I'm like, wow, this is really good. And I'm definitely going to share my screen later on to tell you and show you that I'm not just bullshitting. I accomplished badges after badge, and I got my little certification, and I am an advocate for Pentesters Lab, and I love it. What made you decide? I know you did it as a hobby, but what made you target a lot of your training towards specific things in security? You know, a lot of other companies like OSCP, they have their trainings and they gear it towards RE, but it feels like with your training, you're getting a lot of different skills.
So I think the main idea is I'm targeting what I'm passionate about and what I think is really important for people to learn. Like things, I started looking at TLS, for example, in depth and looking at bugs in iOS. And I thought, that's amazing. I should teach that to people because they need to learn that. And those free bugs are really interesting because people are going to learn so much and they're going to be able to understand TLS really well and get a deep understanding. And then I looked at JWT and I realized, like, oh, this is amazing too. I should do challenges on that. And it's mostly like what I found. I follow people, I follow bug bounties, I see what people are doing. And I pick things that I found really interesting and things that people are going to learn a lot from. And that's why it's going a bit everywhere. But at the same time, it's creating like the foundation to become really good at web app application security.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
found like it's real hands on. You have your videos, and I love that you have the spoiler alerts there. Like if you want to have your spoiler, go ahead, but you know you want to try harder and you want to dig in deeper. And I find myself there's been times that I'm like I just can't get this. I'm going to go ahead and watch the spoiler, for me. And like I said, I'm sharing my screen out right now, and this is what I've done, right? And I have no shame in my game. I like what you have here and what you've built. Where are you taking it from here? Because this is amazing. What else are you adding on uh this year?
So this year, I think few things. First, I want to do like a recon badge,
Mm-hmm.
and so people get better at recon and get the basic.
Ooh.
Because you got like a lot of CTF stuff or
Mm-hmm.
like people doing bug bounty, they need to get better at recon. And I think it's will be pretty good to put some good exercises online for that.
Oh yeah.
And with like new stuff and old stuff like AXFR request on a DNS server, for example, or things like that. And so that's the direction for recon. I also want to go deeper into serialization and not only teaching people how to use tools to get gadget and then use them. I want to get people to be able to create their own gadgets. So
Right.
I'm working on that as well. And so many other things like security is evolving so quickly that, yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's more a matter of time than, yeah,
I haven't
than
I haven't
content.
Yeah, for me, like I know you have people like Haddix and Nahamsek that love to do recon, and they stream on it. So that is amazing. I'm happy you're doing that because it's good to get into a playground and just go ahead and get your skills up before you go out into the real world and try it. I wanted to go in. I have no clue when it comes like to Android. I don't hack Android. I haven't dug into Android, and I see that you have the Android badge. Can you go into that more?
So that's basically a badge on how you can reverse Android applications. So you got like, I think 7 or 8 challenges
Hmm.
going up in difficulty, and you start with like a really simple grep. And then you need to start looking at Java, decompiling in Java, and then understanding the crypto and things like that to get the key for each exercise. For now, it's mostly reversing the apps, and I'm looking at doing more dynamic things like exploiting intents and things like that. But I'm limited by what can be automated for the victim. So I'm waiting for this to improve so I can improve my content as well.
Nice, nice. And I like it feels like a CTF, like every challenge feels like a CTF in there, right? You're looking for clues and you're digging. You're like, "Oh, I got a flag. Nice. All right, now on to the next one." And then I also have you partnered up with uh like the CISSP when you get credits for like doing stuff because I've seen you have the certifications for
Yeah,
every badge. How
no, it's more like a value, an average value of each badge.
Okay.
So giving like, okay, on average, people spend like 5 hours. So that's the equivalent of 5 CP.
Ah, okay.
Unfortunately, I wish I could do that, but CISSP, I contacted them multiple times in the past and they didn't answer too quickly. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's just put that value here so people know approximately how much
Yeah.
points they can get from that. But yeah, there
I don't
is no like association right now.
Yeah, for me, I don't have it, but I seen the certifications, and usually when I see those certificates, not certifications, sorry, certificates,
Mm.
it's usually associated to that. I
Yeah.
don't really care. I am doing this as because number one, I love it, and number two, it's entertaining. It's fun. It's like a puzzle that you're trying to find, and then you have those videos. What I like is like here's a little carrot for you. Understand it, and then
Mm.
go after it, right? And I feel like the way you have it, I haven't seen any other training courses like that. I really haven't.
So that's something I used to do when I was doing like IRL training, like real life with class at conferences. It's just like, and people were shocked at the beginning. I was like speaking for like 5, 10 minutes, and now you go. And then you got this video at the end to like, oh, then I was showing people at the end how to do it. But yeah, that comes from this background. And I think people really enjoy it. Just having enough information to get started, but no spoiler so they can look into it and yeah, get their hand dirty. Because even if you struggle, even if you don't get it, whatever you're doing, you're learning something. You're learning, oh, this app has this weird behavior. Oh, it has nothing to do with the challenge, but at least I'm learning that. And people are building confidence and building knowledge without even realizing it, just by struggling.
Yeah. And just for the people watching, add your questions in, bring your questions in. For every question that someone asks, I'm gonna DM you with a code for Pen Testers Lab so you could get 30 days free. And I promise you, once you go in and you start doing these challenges, you're gonna get addicted and you're not gonna stop. And that's the way I feel. Um, yeah. So for me, I am a type of person that is I'm a never ending learner. I want to learn as much as possible and every day I try to improve myself. And one of the things what's going on outside in the outside is everyone's actually inside, right? Everything with COVID-19, everyone's sheltered in place. More than 60 million people sorry, 150 million people in the US are locked in, and this is the time to like not turn on your TV, not watch the news, and really gain a skill that you really really want to get, right? And that's what I've been doing. I've been 10x in myself since this has happened, right? Since I started doing this, I made it a point that every day I need to get better than yesterday. So I'm better than yesterday's Marco. And tonight, after I'm done here, I'm going to do, I always try to get one or two, uh, things that I want to do, that I want to learn. And I even get on your site and try to just do one challenge or two challenges a day. And that's a goal for me, right? As long as I do one, I'm better than yesterday's Marco. So if I do two,
Definitely.
and that's the way I look at it. And there are goals that I have that I want to accomplish, and I just want to be better. And that's what it is. And I feel like your training is right up there. Have you thought about doing black hat training?
A few years back, yes, but I think I like the online model better. It works better for me with like a young family,
Mm-hmm.
and also I like keeping prices low for people,
Yeah.
because the problem with black hat training is very really expensive. You need to travel there, you need to stay there, you need to pay for the training. So I like the model where I can pretty much train most people in the world, and I have clients from country where like the cost of life is really like where Pentester Lab is really expensive for them, but they can still afford it. And yeah, and I'm not a big traveler, so yeah, enjoy being home.
Well, nowadays, right? We don't know. I'm trying to get Dark Tangent on to talk about DEF CON. So I had a friend, and he was like, "I'm not going to say anything." He's like the right hand for Jeff Moss, and he was just like, "I'm not going to say anything." And I was like, "All right, it's all good." But like I said, I'm trying to have him on to see if there is going to be a Black Hat or DEF CON or something like that, just for the people that are watching. But for like I said, for me, this is the time to hodl, like the blockchain people say, and really double and triple down on your strengths as well as your weaknesses, and it's the time to grow. I know over here, in Silicon Valley where I'm at, they are expecting us to be in all shelter in place through the month of April. Right now, they just canceled school until May 1st. I believe the last week of April, they'll start figuring out, did that curve flatten, or is it still going up? And right now, unfortunately, US is really getting hit really, really bad. So we pray for everyone to be safe, but the best bet is to be on pentesterslab.com, where you're going to get skills like no other. Do you have anything else you want to discuss,
Oh, we can
Lewis?
discuss a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and yeah, it's a good time to learn for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, instead of like going drinking with friends, stay in front of your computer, save life,
Yes.
and do Pentester Lab or anything else.
You,
Learn new things.
this
Read a book, like yeah.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of back in like the BBS and IRC days, right? Where, you didn't have your phone, so you had to be in front of your computer because the laptops weren't like that, and they cost like $3,000 or $4,000 for a laptop. So you were in front of your computer on IRC, and just getting it. So it reminds me a lot of that for some reason. Just old school, like hodling, not going out. You don't have your phone, so you could get on Slack or anything like that, and you're just locking in. And I feel like right now my productivity is through the roof, and this is one of the things that I wanted to or I always discuss on this call is, hey, have a routine, have a schedule, and lock in, right? Be as productive as possible. And you with your family, so there's always going to be family time, right? But I always say they are definitely not awake at like 4 in the morning. Either you're waking up or going to sleep at 4 in the morning. So it is what it is. So, Ronald, he says, looking forward to trying it out. There he goes. How much time would someone need to spend with the content per day?
To finish it, or I don't know.
To
Like
feel
I would
confident, he
recommend.
said. To feel confident.
I'd say probably if you spend 3 or 4 hours a day, depending on your background, I think in a month or two, you will be pretty good at computers.
Mm,
Like, yeah, it's covering a lot. The thing is that don't run. Like, take your time, learn the exercises. The goal is not to solve the challenges. The goal is for you to learn. So there's no point like smashing through the challenges by watching the videos. Spend time learning, looking at things, digging, seeing what's happening, why it's happening, seeing if you can solve the challenge on your own. And because but like the point is for you to learn. You're here to learn. When you're doing Pentester Lab or any other platform, you're here to learn. And once you've done everything, it's hard to go back and start from scratch because you have all these spoilers in your head.
mm.
So try to take your time and do it slowly, but do it surely, so you know, like you understand really what's happening, why it's happening, and how you can find the same bug in other websites, even if they are slightly different, because you understood the concept and not just the one instance of that challenge. Because you dig deeper and you realize like what this vulnerability pattern is and not just what this one exercise is.
Yeah,
So take your time.
that is very good. I learned that the hard way, right? I would blow through something and know it, and I'm like, do you really know it? Or you just went through the steps? And you really have to be honest with yourself, right? And I learned that through the hard, like failing tests, right? And I would take a certification exam early on in my career just to be like, I have these letters under my name rather than do you know it. And that was early on. I just wanted to get a job and I needed these four letters, and I would like I think I failed one exam and then I learned that lesson quickly. I have another question. Gene K 0909. He goes, is there a suggested path to follow at Pentesters Lab for starters?
Yes, so everything is organized like you got like progressions of every single badge and exercise is in the right order. So from memory, you start with introduction, then you move to Unix badge. So that's for people. Introduction is for people to get an understanding of the platform, how the scoring works. Then Unix is to make sure people got their Unix 101 covered. And then it moves to the essential badge, which is basically OWASP top 10 and more. And then you get in the harder stuff. But it's clearly like indicated what exercise you should do based on where you are at and what you did.
So
Yeah.
I did have a question. I see there's colors like a karate school. Is that the theme?
Yeah.
Like you have the orange badge and then you have the green and the brown badge. Is it like a karate school?
Kind of, yeah. That's what it's based off. I used to do like a lot of judo when I
I was
was a
gonna
lot younger.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say jujitsu or judo. This follows the color path of judo or jujitsu. So that is good. And you even have like GraphQL, the introspection, and as well as GraphQL, SQL injection. So this is like real world scenarios, right? You're gonna go in
Yep.
here and you're really gonna come out. I have a question. If someone that started the course and they wanted to get a job doing pen testing or web application pen testing, is there a level you feel if they hit a certain badge you feel that they're confident to tackle, even if it's a junior pen testing role? And I know this is a hypothetical because it all depends on the person, but I want to know if they go through your course, could they go ahead and apply for a certain job even if it's junior role?
I'd say so, definitely. Like Pentester Lab is used by people who do pen test every day to like just keep up to date. So I have like enterprise clients who like just use that, and like big US banks, big companies and things like that, who are using that and not to train junior or not to like just to keep their team up to date with everything. So it's not like it just, yeah. So it covers really from the beginning. So you can start if you have like a bit of, I'd say, development or sysadmin background, and mostly you're curious and you're willing to struggle a bit, and you don't get discouraged every time you hit a wall. Just like, okay, I'm hitting a wall, I'm going to climb it. Yeah. I'm hitting a wall, I'm going to climb it again. And if you got this mindset, I think you should be all right. And if you're looking for a job, so it's not like a certification like OSCP or things like that. But what I promise you is that if you get to the interview and people ask you questions, you're going to be able to talk about bugs. You're going to be able to say like, okay, this is how an SQL injection works. This is how JWT tokens work. And I know in depth how they work, because it's not like, oh, you copy a token and you get a key for this challenge. It's like really you're going to write script to build your own token and exploit complex bug with like chaining things together to get it working. So you're going to have like a pretty good understanding of security. It's not just like, oh, you're going to be able to find one type of bugs. You're going to be a pretty good web app or application security person after that. And if you go in depth and really like spend time understanding things, it's likely that you're going to smash every single interviews. And I even have like enterprise clients who are now, what they do is when they have someone going for an interview and this person is not good enough for them at the moment because they're looking for someone maybe a bit more senior, what they do is they give them 3 months or 6 months access to Pentester Lab and say like, okay, come back in 3 months and see, and we will see where you are. So
that is a good opportunity. And like I said, I'm not just talking dribble here. I have done labs and badges, and I'm telling you, I'm recommending everyone, and I'm happy everyone who asks questions, you're gonna get a 30-day trial, so you could do it yourself and you can have your own opinion about it. But it is one of the best trainings, and I feel like it's ongoing, right? Even when you accomplish stuff, there's stuff that's going in there new. How fast do you push out new modules? Because I see there's a few of them in there that's coming soon, right? You have a
yeah. It depends. Like sometimes I put more. I try to have at least 3 or 4 exercises every month, and around 8 to 12 videos, plus some transcript and blog content and everything. But most of the time, like people, like if you start now, you're gonna get busy for a while, and trying to find the right challenges. Like for example, at the moment, I'm trying to put together the recon, the Java serialization, but another badge we have is on code review. And the hard part is that I'm not putting together like a weird application that does something. I'm just auditing open source applications, finding bugs, reporting them, getting them fixed, and then I put that as content on Pentester Lab. So those are real bugs I found, and I'm putting them online. So they're not all exploitable, but they're all interesting at least. And those are real bugs. It's not like, oh, I'm going to create a fake web app and say like, okay, find the bug in the web app. It's like, that's going to be like a real library from GitHub, and you're going to look at it and you're going to struggle as much as I did when I review it, because that's how you learn.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to share my screen out because I am there right now. And you could see how many challenges and what's coming soon. Code Review 07 is coming soon, and 8. And these are cool. Yep. These are really, really real world, right? And I love it. That is
so Code Review 7 is getting fixed right now.
Okay.
As in, I'm waiting for the project to have deployed a new version and everything to be able to publish it. Because
nice, and go ahead.
Yeah, and I reported Code Review 08 on Monday, I think. So I'm waiting for them to fix it, and yeah.
Do you?
So like it's.
I was gonna say
it's up to date content.
Nice. Do you collaborate with other people outside? So if someone comes in and, hey, look, I have this cool challenge, can they submit it to you so you could implement it? Because as I go through this and I eventually finish, whenever that is, and I find something cool, I would want to give back, right? It feels like I owe that to you for the lifelong skills that you've provided me, you know?
So people send me like things they want to see implemented, and most of the time, yeah, I do it. If it makes sense for the curriculum, yeah, I add them because yeah, like for example, at the moment, a lot of people are asking me about HTTP request smuggling,
Mm-hmm.
so I need to work on that and add challenges on that. But I'm not yet sure if it's gonna be like few challenges or a badge on its own. So I'm just like working through details because I need to keep like the hardest thing is to keep everything as one curriculum that makes sense,
Yeah.
where people learn more and more and more, and not just like throwing exercises like to a wall and seeing what sticks. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And that's why I love this. I love that, every time I log in, something's coming soon, right? Something is ready to be released, and you can never get enough. And you know it's amazing. But I know we're hitting that 30-minute mark, and I'm gonna leave it up to anyone else that wanna ask any questions before we start wrapping up. And hey, I greatly appreciate everything you're doing, and even taking time out to join me here today, and help out in any way I can. But also, I know all the help that you've given the communities by putting your time, your effort, and blood, sweat, and tears into this, and it's showing. Right? It's amazing. It's real world stuff.
And we also have like a lot of content, like free content. Like if you can't afford to get it, you just go to the main page. There's like a link with free exercises, and from there you can have like get like a lot of ISO. You can just download them, run them in like Fusion, VirtualBox, or whatever you're using, QEMU, and you can go through like I think probably 20, 30 full ISO and probably like yeah heaps of exercises. Especially if you're new to that, look at Web for Pentester and Web for Pentester 2. That's going to keep you pretty busy, and all of this is free. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, again, Lewis, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And everyone out there, if you need any codes, DM me on Twitter. And every week on Thursdays, we're going to cover some sort of training, because I believe Thursdays are for trainings because you're going into the weekend, and today is the day to start. So if you want to start, go ahead and do it, especially on pentestersLabs.com. Thank you for joining, Lewis. I greatly appreciate it. And tune in
Thank you.
again. Yeah, tune in again tomorrow. I'll be on. We have one more. Okay, Gene. Thank you very much. Gene says, awesome, thanks. Like I said, I'll be on tomorrow. We'll see what's gonna happen. It is Friday. We should hang out. I'll figure some cool thing out to do on Fridays to share with you, and that will be 2 weeks in shelter in place. So we'll have to do something cool. But thank you, Lewis. Everyone, I'll
Thanks for
catch
having
you.
me.
Absolutely. I will catch you tomorrow on the live stream. We're gone.